Hello everyone, I am Gokul Bajaj, Assistant Professor, Department of Botany, Brijlal Biyani Science College, Amravati. And today I am going to talk about polymerase chain reaction. So what PCR simply means? So it means amplification of DNA. In very simple language, we can say that it is a copying of DNA. In this picture, you can see the single copy of DNA has divided or has been amplified to form many or multiple copies of DNA. So it is producing millions of copies of DNA from a single copy of DNA. So the PCR was invented by Kary Mullis in the year 1983, and this discovery or this invention is marked as the milestone in the field of molecular biology or the medical biology. So he shared the Nobel Prize in chemistry with Michelle Smith in the year 1993. Definition: polymerase chain reaction or PCR is an in vitro technique of making multiple copies of specific DNA segments, or we simply can say that it is a cell-free amplification of DNA. So the important question is why to amplify the DNA? Now imagine a crime scene having a dead body stained with the blood. Now the investigator or the detective has to investigate who is the culprit. In order to do that, he will go for the technique called as the DNA fingerprinting. So he will collect the blood sample. Now the blood sample is in very less quantity, and out of that, you know, there are three types of blood cells: RBC, platelets, and white blood cells. But RBC is the most dominant cell in the blood. But you know that RBC are enucleated, that they do not have DNA. So RBC and platelets as well do not have DNA. So only remaining part of the blood is that white blood cell which has the DNA. So almost white WBC are very less in quantity, and definitely DNA inside the WBC will be very less. So here the DNA amount of DNA is very less. So we need to go for the PCR to multiply or to amplify the DNA, so we can get the thousands of copies of DNA. So here in this case we can see at the end through the PCR we have got the thousands of copies of DNA. So this is the use of PCR. Principle: the PCR is carried out for amplification of DNA, and it is built on the concept of in vitro replication of DNA. So replication is the very normal cellular process which is carried out during the S phase of the cell division in the cell, normal cell, but it is kind of in vitro replication of DNA. So the principle of PCR is based on the enzymatic replication of nucleic acid. So here in this technique, thermostable DNA polymerase is used to synthesize a new strand of DNA. We will understand very slowly that why we are using the thermostable DNA polymerase. Again, we need a 3' OH group, that is primer. So this process is a primer mediated enzymatic process, and PCR requires cyclic heat change in order to amplify the sample DNA. So the name polymerase chain reaction. So polymer DNA is a polymer made up of the monomers called as nucleotides. So that is polymerization. Chain, because the reaction is continuously occurring, that's why it is called as the polymerase chain reaction. So requirements: we require DNA fragment or the sample DNA which is to be amplified. We require primer, Shaq polymerase, nucleotides, MG type positive, buffer, PCR tubes, and the thermocycler. That is, in simple way, we can call it as the PCR machine. So nucleotides are the monomer or the building blocks of DNA. They are required for the synthesis or the polymerization of new DNA strand, or they provide the energy for polymerization. Buffer system, it is required for providing the optimum condition for PCR. It is very important for fidelity. What is that fidelity? It is the perfection of the polymerase activity and the stability. And Mg type positive acts as a cofactor for the Taq polymerase. Thermocycler, it is an instrument to carry out the steps in PCR, and it provides the in vitro condition required for the polymerase chain reaction. DNA fragments, these are the template DNA segments which is to be amplified, or we can say that it is a DNA of interest which is to be copied. Then primers, very important concept, that primers are the short patches of single stranded DNA. In PCR we use DNA primer, while in a normal replication process we use RNA primer inside the cell. So it is a complementary to the 3' end of the DNA strand. So it provides 3' OH for the addition of new nucleotides, and it is oligonucleotide, that is, it ranges from 20 to 30 bases in length. Taq polymerase. What does the Taq mean? It stands for the Thermus aquaticus. It is a thermostable enzyme and it is required for the polymerization of nucleotides, or we can say that it is required for the synthesis of new strands of DNA. So before moving into the detail of the PCR, I really want to tell you something about the key points of the PCR. So during amplification or copying of the DNA, the template DNA should be single-stranded. And inside the cell, during replication, there is a set of enzymes called as helicase and topoisomerase, which is the DNA guide, responsible for the formation of single-stranded DNA. So helicase is required for the unwinding of DNA, while topoisomerase is required for the relaxing the strain on the DNA. So in cell, we have these both enzymes. But in PCR, we don't have helicase or topoisomerase because maintaining the condition required by the helicase and topoisomerase is very critical. So as to create the single-stranded DNA, we heat the DNA samples at 94 degrees Celsius, which denaturates the DNA from any normal, which denaturates the DNA and forms the single-stranded template DNA. At this much high temperature, a DNA polymerase from any normal cell, or we can say any human cell or the bacterial cell, other bacterial cell, cannot work and gets denaturated or degraded. But some thermophiles survive at high temperature and they carry out the process of replication normally, and they have the thermostable polymerase. So Taq polymerase, the TNA polymerase from Thermus aquaticus. Thermus aquaticus is a thermophile bacteria which lives in hot spring or the hydrothermal vent. It contains a DNA polymerase which is very heat stable and it is very most active at the temperature around 72 degrees Celsius, a temperature at which a human or E. coli or any plant cell DNA polymerase would not be functional. This heat stability makes Taq polymerase ideal for the PCR. As we will see, high temperature is used repeatedly in PCR to denaturate the DNA template or to separate the strands. Now, why we need primers? So this is very important why we need primers. So DNA is a polymer made up of nucleotides called as monomer. So this is a diagram of the nucleotide having ribose sugar, then nitrogen base and the phosphoric acid. To form a polymer, nucleotides should get attached to each other in this way. So these are the strands of DNA. So two adjacent nucleotides of DNA, they are bonded to each other by the bond called as the phosphodiester bond. So this is how the phosphodiester bond formation takes place inside the cell or inside the DNA. So to form a phosphodiester bond between two nucleotides, OH group is required. Here you can see in this reaction, so first reacting molecule, that is COH plus COH, both having the OH group. Now this OH group will react to each other and water will get released and will form the COC bond, that is the ester bond. So having OH is very important. So in this nucleotide you can see that this is a diagram of ribose sugar having OH only at the 3' position. So there is no OH at any carbon. There is no OH on first carbon, second or fourth or fifth. So only OH at the third carbon. So as there is no OH at the third rather than the third position, so third position required for the addition of new nucleotides at it have the OH. Hence next nucleotide can be added only on the 3' OH of the ribose sugar. That's why primers are required to serve the 3' OH for the synthesis of new DNA strand. Now the PCR process. It is a 3-step process, that is denaturation, annealing and elongation. We will discuss it one by one. Now the first process, denaturation. Denaturation simply means breakdown of weak bonds. Weak bonds are the hydrogen bond. So hydrogen bond is a weak bond present inside the DNA. This H bond gets denaturated at high temperature. So we expose the reaction mixture to heat at 94 degrees Celsius for tenure of 1 minute. So this provides single-stranded DNA for the next step. So at 94 degrees Celsius, all the hydrogen bonds in the DNA get degraded, or we should say that denaturated, and the single-stranded DNA is formed. Then annealing. Annealing means to bind. The meaning of annealing is it is used in the metal industry for series of heat change. When a metal is heated at high temperature followed by the low temperature, the word used is annealing. So we are using this word is here in the DNA PCR. Why? Because we have heated the DNA at high temperature and then we are cooling it down. So annealing. The reaction mixture is lowered to 54 degrees Celsius for 30 seconds. This allows the primers to bind or to anneal to their complementary sequences in the DNA sequence. So this is how it happens. You can see that the red color primers are getting binded to the single stranded stretches of DNA. Now primers are serving a 3' OH for the addition of new nucleotides. So there are two types of primers, forward primer and the reverse primer. So the upper stretch is showing the reverse primer, while the lower stretch of DNA is showing the forward primer. Then elongation. Elongation simply means to extend or to synthesize. So the reaction mixture is raised to 72 degrees Celsius for approximately 2 minutes. So 72 degrees Celsius is the optimal condition required or optimal temperature required by the Taq polymerase. So the bases are added to the 3' end of the primer by Taq polymerase enzyme. This elongates the DNA from 5' direction to the 3' direction, and the speed of the Taq polymerase is around 1000 base pairs per minute. So this is how we will get the strand of the DNA which is synthesized newly. In this visual, you can see that the gene of interest or the target DNA now provided with the denaturation temperature, that is 94 up to 94 degrees Celsius, 96 degrees Celsius. So DNA is getting separated. Now we have the two stretches of DNA. This is a Taq polymerase. Then we will have the primer and the nucleotides. So this is primer. Then nucleotides, free nucleotides, which serve as the energy source and the monomers of the DNA synthesis. Now the annealing temperature. This allows the binding of primers to their complementary ends. And finally the extension. Now Taq polymerase binds to primer 3' end and then forms the DNA. So this is how it is done. So these three steps are repeated 20 to 40 times in order to obtain a number of sequences of DNA of interest in a very short time period. So here in this diagram you can see that one copy of DNA forms the 2, 2 can form 4, 4 can form the 8, and 8 can form 16, and this is how the billions and millions of copies can be formed. So PCR shows geometric growth or exponential division of DNA. What that geometric or exponential growth means? So when the amount is increased in double folds, then it is called as the geometric or exponential. Another one is the arithmetic, where the growth is in terms of addition of 2. Here we are getting it by multiplication of 2. So this is the thermal profile of the PCR. Here in the very first step, we are hitting the DNA at 94 degrees Celsius. Then we are lowering down the temperature of the PCR, that is 54 degrees Celsius for annealing, and again we are raising the temperature of the PCR mixture at 72 degrees Celsius. We can simply say that more the PCR cycles, you are going to get more the copies of DNA. So PCR versus replication. As I told you already, the PCR is based on the concept of in vitro replication. The process of replication which occurs in the normal cell is now we are trying to carry out in the artificial condition. So in replication, melting of DNA is carried out by helicase and topoisomerase, while in PCR it is carried out by heat denaturation at 94 degrees Celsius. In replication, primers are the RNA primers, while in PCR they are the DNA primers. Who provides the primer in replication? Primase is the enzyme, while in PCR annealing temperature is sufficient to bind the primers. Then polymerization of DNA. In replication there are the normal DNA polymerase, but in PCR we have the very unique enzyme called as the Taq polymerase, while primer removal. So as inside the replication, the primers are of RNA primer and we are replicating the DNA, so that forms the DNA RNA hybrid. So RNA has to be removed. So we required the RNase H and FRAN1 enzyme to remove the RNA. But in case of PCR, we are already using the DNA primer, so we are going to get the DNA at the end. We don't need to remove any kind of RNA or the primer. Next, types of PCR. There are so many types of PCR. I have a few listed on the board. So real-time PCR, nested, multiplex, reverse transcriptase, quantitative, arbitrary primed PCR, and the asymmetric PCR. So real-time PCR. In this PCR, the DNA amplification is detected in real time with the help of fluorescent reporter. So the signal strength of the fluorescent reporter is directly proportional to the number of amplified DNA molecules. If more the fluorescence, more the copies of DNA. Nested PCR. This was designed to improve the sensitivity and specificity of PCR. Then multiplex. What is that multiplex means? The name indicates that multiple targets in a single PCR experiment. So we can get or we can amplify many different DNA sequences simultaneously. Reverse transcriptase PCR. So it is also called as the RT-PCR, in which complementary DNA, or we can say that cDNA, is made by reverse transcribing the RNA template by using the enzyme called as reverse transcriptase. So in this PCR, we will having the extra enzyme called as the reverse transcriptase. Then arbitrary primed PCR. As the name suggests, arbitrary. What does the arbitrary mean? It is random. So here we use the random primers. So we get at the end random segments of the DNA. Asymmetric PCR. Asymmetric means asymmetrical pairing of DNA or asymmetrical results of the DNA. So in this we get the single stranded DNA copies. Now the application of PCR. PCR has been extensively used in all the fields of medicine, forensic science, and the research and of genetics and genetic engineering. In medicine, it is used for the testing of genetic diseases caused by mutations, monitoring of the gene in gene therapy, detecting disease-causing genes in the parents, used in analyzing clinical specimens for the presence of infectious agents such as HIV, hepatitis, malaria, and COVID-19. So the outbreak of COVID-19 is right now there is outbreak of COVID-19. So in COVID-19 detection or the test, we are using the RT-PCR. Now forensic science. So it is used as a tool in genetic fingerprinting or the DNA fingerprinting. It is used for the identifying the criminal from the millions of people. The paternity test. It is used in the research and of genetics. That is, it is used in comparing the genome of two organisms in genomic studies, for phylogenetic analysis of DNA, analysis of gene expression, gene mapping. It was used in the Human Genome Project. It is used in genome sequencing, and PCR is an essential technique in gene cloning. Thank you.